Guys,
Thank you very much.
note, Andre is getting ready. Now, Andre Tarano is a product guy through and through, right? He has been working remotely before it was cool since 2016. So he is pretty experienced managing, working with remote teams, and he has built something that has surprisingly got a massive amount of traction. And I think he's going to show that a little bit, because one of the selling points for me when I was going through with my team in terms of evaluators is what his particular algorithms were incorporated into. So that was a very, very interesting point, Andre, and I hope you're going to cover that. Let's do it in around 3 minutes. Let's do it. Uno, dos, tres.
Hi, thank you, Gleb. We are Team ViraTrace, and as the name suggests, the thing that we do is we trace the virus. Now, contact tracing has generated lots of discussions lately, and you've most likely heard at least some of them. The main concerns that are being publicly expressed have to do with protection of personal data. Less talked about, though, are its intrinsic limitations, like the fact that it requires participation from the vast majority of individuals, and even if it gets that high adoption rate, the basic model is unable to keep up with the more contagious strains, and also is not that effective in a community that is highly connected through physical interaction. So it still requires a level of lockdown. And that's because standard contact tracing only accounts for the first degree of interactions, meaning that only the people that were in direct contact with an infected person are considered potentially dangerous. But of course, that's not the way the virus spreads. Our logical architecture, so the one that we developed, actually emulates the spread pattern of the virus by propagating exposure risks across extended networks of interactions. The result is an average of 3 times more detected cases relative to the number of installs. It has been collecting positive reviews from the data science community and was implemented in the official Indian app, which recently surpassed 100 million users. For apps that want an easy way to integrate our model, we're also offering it through API calls. And another thing that we're developing is an end-to-end contact tracing ecosystem, which can be deployed in any geography with little to no configuration. These 2 hosted versions are based on secure enclave technology, which is enforcing the highest level of privacy and actually removes the need for trust in a human component, thus making possible the addition of new value propositions like immunity management, designing interactions around protecting the vulnerable individuals, and also the thing that we are actually basing our business model on, which is this. These uncertain times have accentuated the need for collaboration among competitors. Our biohazard containment solution is uniquely positioned to deliver insights from shared data sets while preserving the competitive advantage of the participants. Some of us are already serving clients in this space through less competent solutions, so we have first-hand knowledge of the vertical. We're an international team of founders with more than 20 years of startup and corporate experience between the 3 of us. We started this project on March 16th, and we've had a good momentum up to this point. Right now, we have a spending plan for the next 10 to 14 months and a roadmap leading up to sustainability. Thank you. That's it.
No, I appreciate it. You had around 5, 7, 6 seconds left or so. That was good, man. I appreciate it.
You can save those.
Thanks for being on time. I appreciate it. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the chat, our dear investor community, you know what you need to do with that same chat feature and asking questions below. Now, I'm going to give you time to think, and I'm going to ask Andre a few things. Now, Andre,
yep,
you're a product dude, right?
Yeah.
You look at product life cycles. And I understand that you have essentially very good proof of concept with the data, specifically from India, if I got this right.
That would be more like a validation than a proof of concept, than production validation.
Production, all right. So tell me a little bit more. So yes, you have the roadmap. Yes, I'm looking at something here. But give me an idea how big it could be in the context of this roadmap, building your validation.
So this use case that I specified here, it's relatively new. So it was generated by this new context that we find ourselves in. But our feeling is that it will grow, it will last beyond this crisis. So competitors sharing data in a secure way among each other for the benefit of all, that's a thing that will continue. So in terms of how big it can get, so right now the companies that are actually investing in these types of services are from financial services, so banks, insurances, retailers. We personally work with bakeries in Germany, so we know that the bakeries are actually trying to work together to figure out where this their field is going, to make important decisions in terms of human resources and so forth. So while it's difficult to put exact numbers on it, we are very optimistic regarding the size of the need.